presents Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast with your host, Bob Katie and Jay Schmidt.
Hello, and welcome to week 5. Is that right? Yes.
Yeah.
Week 5 of Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast. If you're listening, this sounds like your every normal day podcast, maybe a little different. If you're watching this, you notice we're side by side on the video. We're having to do this through Skype this week. We had a few scheduling conflicts. So we set this up before we started this podcast because we knew we'd end up doing this eventually. So this is a good test and for it. So, well, we'll start off with week 4 games, and we'll do a quick recap on them. Start off with I picked the Ravens 23, Steelers 20.
Yep.
I had the Ravens.
Yeah. We have a new kicker now.
Is this like your 5th kicker?
4th, actually.
Your 4th? I wasn't that far off.
Oh, 4th. Yeah. Yeah. 3 got injured, and they fired this guy, pretty much.
Difficult kicking days in the Steelers franchise world.
Yeah.
And they probably should have won that game, obviously.
Breaking loss. Yeah. That was tough.
Yeah, Tomlin kind of took the hit. Although, I didn't think we got to see what Michael Vick could really have done because I think Haley kind of handcuffed him a little bit too much, I think.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah, I think this week they got to let him. They got to cut him loose and just say, "Hey, what he is what he is."
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm going to open it up a little bit with him this week, hopefully.
He might surprise.
Yeah. Still got an arm.
Yeah. And the Ravens, at least you got to say they fight constantly.
Yeah.
It's always a brawl. What?
I said they're annoying.
Yeah. But they're still old and slow.
Yeah.
And now they're injured. They hardly have any wide receivers left.
Yeah.
Steve Smith is gone for a long.
The other, their Talafaro or whatever his name is there too got injured.
Yeah. They're hurting for wide receivers.
Yeah.
Second game in London, first London game of the year, we have the Jets 27, Miami 14. I believe we both agreed that if Miami lost, Philman would be axed.
Yeah.
By the end of the year.
Correct.
That was pretty fast how that happened.
Yeah, that was quick.
That was like boom. Miami's got a lot of talent. If they can, I read a stat, something like the last bunch of teams that had fired their head coach after week 4 of the regular season hadn't made a comeback that year. So if Miami does, it'll be a first.
Yeah.
As far as that. And the Jets, I don't know what to think of the Jets yet. I think I need a few more games. They're either good or bad. Do you guys play does Steelers play the Jets this year?
I'm not positive on that. I can check.
I mean, they definitely can be formidable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, but it's hard to, I don't know, it's hard to pick them out, really. I don't know.
Yeah, when Fitzy plays good, he plays well. When Fitzy goes bad, he goes bad.
We do not play the Jets.
You almost feel like they kind of, most teams run by the quarterback, but the Jets could be that type of team. Although Chris Ivory was like a monster over there.
Yep.
He was like that whole team. It seemed like, Brandon Marshall did a lot, but once they got Ivory going, it was pretty much downhill from there for Miami.
Yes.
Raiders 20, Bears 22. This surprised me, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, Chicago pulled it off
it's like
in the late minutes there.
Yeah, they dusted Jay Cutler off and
Yep.
stood him up back there, and
He won a game and it was at home. Yeah, that was a surprise to me too.
the Bears are kind of, but they're kind of like that though. It's same with the Jets with Fitzpatrick. When Cutler's on, he's Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
When he's not, he's not even NFL caliber.
Yep.
And the Raiders, I just think the Raiders are really improved. I think they got a lot of young talent.
Yeah.
I'm not big on Del Rio as their head coach. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I don't think he did much in Jacksonville. But I think they got a couple. They should grow in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Including this year.
Oh.
I wouldn't. I would take them off of being an automatic win if they're on anybody's schedule. That's for sure.
Yep. Definitely.
Texans 21, Falcons 48. I'm really disappointed in the Texans. I just feel like with that you feel that defense should be top 5, but it's terrible. And then they're switching quarterbacks like daily.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't. And they even had Foster back this week too, right?
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did. He was.
Yeah.
He was. Hold on a second. I just want to try something.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, now I don't hear me. I don't hear anything. Oh, I'm just trying something here. Running. This is all new.
I can hear you.
But I can't hear you through the headphones, but I can hear me through the headphones, so it's weird.
Huh.
I don't know.
I hear you.
It is what it is. I can still hear you, so we'll just go
All
with it. Yeah, so, the Falcons, they just toasted them. And Texans are swapping out quarterbacks by the half or whatever. I think they're a lost cause this year until they get that, until they get a defense too. I mean, it's crazy to say. It pains me to see somebody like J.J. Watt in his prime just being on a team spinning its wheels. Yeah. And that's what it feels like the Texans are doing.
Yep.
The Chiefs 21, Bengals 36. Bengals are the Bengals are the in-season Bengals. Yeah. And the Chiefs can't catch a break.
No.
They can't. Talk about spinning wheels. They couldn't get out of a sack right now.
Yeah, they're having some trouble.
Yeah, they got all sorts. This could be one of those seasons where they get hot at the end, but can't make the playoffs or too far gone to make the playoffs. That might be one of those. Alex Smith is getting his ass handed to him. I think he's been sacked. He's tied with Russell Wilson for most sacks in the league, so that's not good. Especially when the Seahawks can handle that. I don't know. Obviously, the Chiefs can't. Jaguars 13, Colts 16. Jags got some fight. They got some fight. Although we have to say that
Andrew Luck.
Yeah, that is without Andrew Luck. So it's amazing the Colts are 2-2 and at the top of their division.
Yeah, it's
amazing. I guess I never see that because the Patriots always start off 4-0 or whatever. Wherever they get to. Eagles 20, Redskins 23. Another surprise.
Yeah.
I think
I watched them pull one off their house.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are getting close to dumpster fire.
Yep.
I don't think the Redskins out of dumpster fire just because they beat the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to dumpster fire.
Yeah.
They're looking pretty terrible. Did Bradford was out for part of that game too, wasn't he? I think Sanchez came in.
I believe so. Yeah. Yep.
And the funny thing I heard was that the Eagles passed on Tyrod Taylor this offseason. They went with Tim Tebow. So I'm feeling good about that.
Good for you guys.
Yeah. Panthers 37, Bucks 23. the Panthers are rolling.
Yeah.
They're rolling, and the Bucks are going through growing pains. That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty simple on that.
Cam Newton's, yeah.
Yeah, I think it feels like, what is this? Is this like his fifth season?
Yeah, fourth or fifth.
Yeah, it feels like it's all coming together for him.
Yeah.
He's
Even
hitting.
though they really don't have any wide receivers, but
In a way, he's kind of becoming Aaron Rodgers, where you just stick bodies out there that might get open, and he'll find them. Or he'll do it himself.
yeah.
Let me see. We got Giants 24, Bills 10.
I'm sorry. That was surprising, right?
Yeah, the Giants. Actually, Eli Manning was releasing the ball faster than Tom Brady did against the Bills.
Wow.
So that seems to be, until the Bills fix it, that's going to be what teams do against them. The Giants did enough to shoot themselves in the foot, but and I don't usually bitch and moan. A loss is a loss.
Yep.
But we had 2 touchdowns that were bad penalty calls on us that should have been called back. So we should have won the game.
Yeah.
I felt like I don't like to go use that whole we've been ripped off and everything, but when it's that blatant, it's like, well, it's obvious those weren't penalties. Penalties are so bad this year.
Yeah, the refs seem pretty bad overall.
Oh, they're terrible. And listen, there's a lot of the Bills lost their shit in that game and deserved a lot of the penalties they got. But actually, the 2 that were on the touchdowns, they didn't deserve.
Yeah.
that angered me more than anything. It was like I could almost live with it if we had done something stupid to get those penalties, but at that point we hadn't. So I feel like the Giants escaped in a way.
Yeah.
The Bills doing themselves in. They got to. I don't know. They got to figure some stuff out. The Buffalo's got to get at an even keel and stop this up and down stuff.
Yeah.
Highs and lows. But Eli did look pretty good.
Yeah.
But they definitely gave us many opportunities to jump all over them, and those penalties killed us. Browns 27, Chargers 30. Yeah, I don't know how much more to say about that. The Chargers.
The
Chargers
just pulled that one out in the last second there. Field goal. But yeah, I don't know. Cleveland's annoying too sometimes.
Yeah, but I feel like the Chargers are kind of playing to their competition this year.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be their MO, is we're going to play to our competition. Yeah. So if you're a real good team, we'll play close. If you're a real bad team, we'll let you stay in it close.
Yeah.
Packers 17, 49ers 3. The only part that amazed me is it wasn't Packers 51, 49ers 3. You know what I mean? Right. Sorry, I almost said Raiders. I'm so used to saying 51-3 Bills Raiders. I don't know. I'm kind of I'm kind of curious how the 49ers really kind of shut them down. It's surprising.
Yeah, defense.
Defense. Kaepernick is just he's struggling bad.
Green Bay sacked him 6 times. So
yeah, he's not. I heard he's not recognizing defenses at all.
Yeah.
So I tend to wonder if he's just kind of wandering out there on his talent alone.
Yep.
He definitely doesn't have the mental game in there yet. I think more running quarterbacks like Cam Newton, Tyrod Taylor, and Russell Wilson have more of the mental. The mental ability to handle it, and Kaepernick doesn't yet.
Yeah.
Rams 24, Cardinals 22.
Wow.
Surprising. Number one, out of that whole part, I'm surprised that the Rams scored 24 points.
Yeah. They ran it down their throat, but it was the Todd Gurley show there. 146 yards for him.
Yeah.
Which is surprising. Arizona, I thought, had a decent defense, but.
Yeah. Well, you know that you can only go so long, and then you get a loss. And to a division. This one kind of hurts, though, because it's one of their division rivals.
Yep.
So that's kind of like a double shot for the Cardinals. I mean,
Yep.
I'm sure they'll bounce back next week. Maybe. I don't know who they play. When we get to the picks, we'll know who they play.
Yeah.
We both picked this one for an upset, and it almost got pulled off. Vikings 20, Broncos 23.
Yeah, almost.
Broncos defense is, man.
Yeah, 7 sacks they had.
This is funny. This could be that year that Peyton goes and wins a Super Bowl and doesn't do hardly shit.
Yeah.
That would be so ironic to get that last Super Bowl, to get that second Super Bowl and end his career at the end of his career, and it wasn't even close to, why am I having English words problems? Prolific. That's the word I wanted. Prolific. But the Vikings, yeah, they don't feel too far away,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Have they played the Packers yet?
Oh, I don't think so.
That'll be their test to really see where they are.
Yeah.
But I think they can run over the Lions and Bears. Cowboys 20, Saints 26. Saints came alive.
Yeah. Drew Brees got his 400th touchdown pass. And, they actually got a win.
C.J. Spiller showed up for the Saints.
Yeah.
They finally put everything together.
Yeah. That they needed that.
Yeah. And the Cowboy, Whedon, he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He was surprisingly good in a loss. It was a loss, but he was still surprisingly good.
Yeah.
And
they're hanging in there a little bit more than everybody thought, I think.
yeah, I think they could, well, next week's game they're not going to win, but we'll see if they can suck up a few wins maybe. You never know. I still say the Saints are kind of a mess. They need to kind of start over, but rebuild, but they're going to, because in that division, I don't see how they're going to get past the Panthers or Atlanta. I don't see it happening.
Yep.
Lions 10, Seattle stole a win at 13. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, Lions, I feel, are like Lions in the NFC and the Chiefs in the AFC. They just can't buy a first down, a touchdown, anything.
Yeah.
And they can't seem to get any kind of break. And the Lions really got nailed bad with that loss, with that rip-off loss.
Yeah.
I just love the NFL. It's like, oh, sorry. Oops.
Yep.
Oopsie. But that was the week 4 wrap-up. And what did you go, Jay?
What's that?
What did you do?
8-7.
I went 9-6.
Nice.
I went 9-6, so still close.
Yeah, hanging in there.
Still close. Oh, I'm gonna have an epic dump weekend eventually here, which will spring you forward, I'm sure. Next week's games, our next week's picks. If we sound like we're doing this fast, we are, because Jay feels a little under the weather and we're schedule conflicting, and we're trying just to get it to you. And and this is a new whole Skype thing. We're giving a shot for emergency. So, if you hear fiddling in the background on my end, and we got Mr. Personality is doing green screen stuff. First game, which is I guess Thursday's game, is Colts at Texans. Who do you got?
I went with Indy.
I did too.
I think that could be one of those games that could go either way. It depends. I don't know. I think luck's still probable, maybe. So
yeah,
if he's out, that really could change things. But
I think Hasselbeck can do the job.
Yeah,
I think Hasselbeck could do the job, and it's the Colts against their division, so it's a pretty. It's at least a safer bet.
Yeah.
And like I said, the Texans are swapping out quarterbacks. Their defense isn't playing really good. They're kind of a mess to get things straight. So I'll ride the Colts on that one too. Saints at Eagles. Oh, this one was a hairy mess too. Which one?
Yeah, it was too. I took Philadelphia only because they're home. I'm hoping that's going to be the difference. But
I did too. I went with the Eagles.
I think it could go either way.
Yeah, the Eagles I think are going to have DeMarco Murray back, which I don't know is good or bad at this point. And I just think the Eagles might be able to stop the Saints' offense a little bit more, and the Saints' defense is just a mess.
Yeah.
So I guess, although the Eagles are, like I said, they're getting close to my dumpster fire level, you know. Bears at Chiefs.
I won't KC.
I did
Bears
too.
Haven't shown me enough yet to pick them away from home.
Yeah, you figure at home this might be where they can catch that break.
Yep.
Although I could also see it. I could also see if they're really slumping if Cutler's just in the zone, that could be, you know, all of a sudden we could be going, oh shit, what happened to the Chiefs? Why are the Bears coming on suddenly? What did he do? Oh, I thought you saw. He walked behind me, so I thought he did something behind me to get in the camera frame.
I didn't know I could be on there.
Be peckerishy. You want to join the podcast for a second? Wave hello to Jay.
Hi.
Hi, Jay.
Technology.
Hey, this is the first time I'm appearing on this show.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Actually, you appear on it at the beginning and end every week.
Oh, good.
Because you do the intros.
Does the sounds I'm making interrupting anything?
No, not at all.
Oh, I haven't heard you yet.
Because I'm about to drill something.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Working on the set.
Yeah,
folks.
we're kind of patching this. We're patching this up. This is kind of a patchwork podcast here this week. So screw it. We're getting the information out there. That's all that's necessary. Seattle at Cincinnati. This was my hardest pick.
Yeah, this was tough too. I'm gonna go with Seattle in an upset here.
Yeah, you dislike the Bengals so much.
Yeah, I know they're gonna screw up on me. So.
Yeah, you don't like them. You do not like the Cincinnati. But that's okay. You're a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
I
did pick them last week. But.
What?
I said I did pick them last week.
Oh well. Yeah, I went with the Bengals. I went with the Bengals. You went with Seattle. I went with that's your upset pick.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
I went with Cincinnati. I'm gonna, like I told you, I'm gonna ride Cincinnati until they buck me. Or until the playoffs, and then I'll get right off of that. Redskins, Falcons.
Atlanta.
Yeah. I think we're both in agreement. We don't have to go into much detail there.
Oh.
This one was actually hard. Jaguars or Bucks?
Yeah, me too. I went Jacksonville there.
I gave the Bucks the benefit of the doubt just because they're at home. So that Browns at Ravens.
Baltimore.
Yeah. I still think Baltimore is the more talented team.
Yeah.
Old or not.
Yeah.
And they just seem they just won't die. They're like that bad guy in a haunted movie that he's like Jason, they never die.
Yep.
Bills at Tennessee.
I went Buffalo there.
I went Tennessee.
They're going to bounce back.
I have no faith in the Bills right now, so I have no faith right now. Last week was so beyond frustrating. When Buffalo loses and they have no talent, I kind of get like, that's okay. I understand why we're losing. We're not good. But when they have talent and they lose games they should win, that drives me insane.
Yeah.
So I hate picking my own team, so I'm going with Tennessee. Yeah. That's my I guess that would be my underdog pick, my upset pick.
All right.
Rams at the Packers. Yeah.
I got to go with Green Bay. St. Louis played good last week, but they haven't shown me enough yet. Pick them at Green Bay. If it was at St. Louis, I might give that a shot.
Yeah, Green Bay though, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Cardinals at Lions.
I went with Arizona there.
I did also. I don't think the Lions are going to quite get their win yet.
No. Arizona's going to be a little angry, I think, after last week.
Oh, the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other thing, too. They're going to be highly motivated.
Yep.
Although it wouldn't completely shock me if the Lions did pull a win.
Yeah, it could happen.
But I don't think so. But it wouldn't completely shock me because they're the worst thing you hate is being that team playing the team that hasn't won a game yet.
Yep.
That's always the worst. Patriots at Cowboys.
I went with New England.
Nothing's going to get me off New England until they lose.
Right. It pains me to say it. But I would like to see Dallas win. Hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the only game that they don't play each other until the Super Bowl would make me get off the Patriots right now is the Packers.
Yeah.
But they're not going to play until possibly a Super Bowl. So,
Right.
yeah, I went with the Patriots there too. Denver at the Raiders.
This one that killed me too because Oakland's always pesky when they're at home, especially against Denver.
They're always
So
testing.
I took Denver, but I think that could be a close one too.
I took Denver. I just think their defense is going to be that kind of season. Pull their ass out of the fire. But eventually, sometime this year, Peyton's going to go off.
Yeah.
It's when he does.
Yeah.
But I'll take Denver on that too.
Yeah.
With those pesky Raiders. 49ers at Giants.
I took the Giants.
Yeah. I'll take the Giants also. Steelers at Chargers.
I think we're going to go out there and get a win, Bob. Pittsburgh. Yeah. I think Michael Vick and the gang is going to be a little more on this week than they were. They had a lot more practice time, and even though it's a road game, I think I like them this week.
I'm jumping on your bandwagon this week.
All right.
I'm taking the Steelers. I think they're pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think they're pissed. So.
Yeah.
And the Chargers, although the Chargers do get Antonio Gates back, but how effective he'll be.
Yeah.
I think I think the Steelers can run it down the Chargers' throat.
Yeah.
And be effective that way. We didn't do. You got any? Do we have 5 winners, 5 losers? I guess we should have finished that up with week 4.
Oh yeah, you want to do that quicker?
Yeah, we'll cruise through those.
Yeah, you're gonna do yours, or I'm gonna go.
I'll do mine. Losers. Well, Steelers, Bills, Dolphins. What did I pick? Steelers, Bills, Dolphins. Who else did I have? Damn it. Oh, why am I mind farting right now? Oh, Eagles and the Chiefs. Those are my that's my losers.
I did Miami, Buffalo, Houston, Oakland, and San Fran.
Yeah, San Fran's losing, all right. My winners were the Giants, the Jets, the Ravens getting there first. Who else did I give it to? There was the Rams for beating a division opponent on the road.
Yep.
And you know what? I gave it to the Broncos for just squeaking out another week.
Mm-hmm. I went with the Giants. Carolina for keeping it rolling. New Orleans for finally getting that win at home. The Rams and Chicago for pulling one off.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. My winner this week, I went with the Giants because this could actually propel them to possibly taking that division.
yeah.
If they could build on it, this could be the start of that. So I'm going to go with that for my winner, and my loser is, you know what? My loser is going to be on the other end of that game, Buffalo, because they now lost 2 at home, and both the times they played, I think we got ripped off in the Giants game, but we still lost our shit. Pardon the French. We still lost our stuff in that, lost our heads, and if it's a problem, it's going to be a long season.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I think they're on both counts with you.
All right.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, both me and Jay sound real good in this podcast.
I'm hurting today. So.
Yeah.
But
But
do it last night.
two podcasts in a row with you kind of hurting.
I know.
Next week, Jay will try to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Get some vitamin C.
You're what?
Gotta get some vitamin C.
There you go. So that is that's our picks. So this is week 5 for Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Via Skype.
Bye.
Bye.
From Homebrew Studios, this has been Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast, brought to you by Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.